Meadowbrook is really special to all of us at Shirley Heinze Land Trust because it's our home, it's our headquarters, and as a former Girl Scout camp, it has a long history of building friendships and connections with nature and cultivating good stewards.
It has really transformed the organization in a variety of ways. It has taken our land conservation effort and how we kind of think about land protection and the stewardship of the lands we protect to an entirely different level.
It is a great place for people to gather because it has just about everything anyone would need. There's trails, there's the prairie, there's open space, so many things for people to see in all the seasons.
One of the first committees I was asked to join was the Meadowbrook Nature Center committee, which has been engaged in a master planning. And we came up with a long-term vision and a short-term implementation.
This particular plan is really focused around being able to create meaningful experiences with nature to give people those opportunities.
At Meadowbrook, we are focused on making it a hub for land conservation. And in doing so, there's really 5 key components. The first component is connectivity. And with connectivity, we will be making Meadowbrook more accessible by bikes and by regional trails so that it is connected to places like Sunset Hill County Park, which is nearby, and then also having better connectivity to Valparaiso and Chesterton. So the second component is land protection. As it currently stands, Meadowbrook is 224 acres in size, and our goal is to increase it to over 400 acres.
We're at about the highest point of the Valparaiso Moraine, which is a landform that was formed by glaciers thousands of years ago. And that area displays a lot of springs and streams within the ravines, but also a lot of mature forest habitat. So we've planted over 50,000 trees in the Meadowbrook fields in an effort to reforest some of the open areas and provide more contiguous forest habitat for the wildlife and species around there.
The third component is programming, where we would like to create world-class programming that engages children and adults in land conservation.
Over the course of these past few years, we've spent a lot of time focusing on public access and ways that we can enhance that at our nature preserves. We've been thinking a lot about how our programming can be more equitable and inclusive, how we can engage people no matter where they're at on their personal journey with nature, and how we can make our preserves a place that all ages, all abilities can come out, explore, experience, and enjoy nature.
In the future, I'd love to do something like a kids event where it's an all-day festival and they could go out to the different booths and learn different things. Maybe a music festival where we could have people out there and just there's so much space where they could camp out or just hang out all day. We could have different hikes going. The opportunities are endless.
The fourth component is accessibility, where we are focused on creating access for people of all ages and abilities.
Meadowbrook has an opportunity to be a center place for Northwest Indiana and as a region to gather families, children, adults to learn about conservation, restoration, preservation of our natural resources. It also has the infrastructure that you could leverage into a gathering place, and I know that Shirley Heinze Land Trust has plans to enhance that area, make it accessible to all.
We have such a rich diversity of natural environments. So we're working on implementing phase 1 now, which is going to open this nature preserve up. We're going to add parking, but not just parking for everybody and ADA parking.
Creating an ADA loop trail through the preserve, and this will give individuals living with mobility challenges the opportunity to experience Meadowbrook with their caregivers and loved ones.
The second step in phase 1 of the master plan was to create a pavilion.
We have plans to construct an ADA accessible open air pavilion at the trailhead. This will allow people to have picnics and celebrations and gatherings in a way that's safe and in a way that fully immerses them in nature.
So you can come here with groups and you could be outside under protection, as well as have restrooms there that were available year-round. And those two aspects really increase the utilization and the experience with nature there, because it's a beautiful, beautiful nature preserve.
Another exciting aspect of our vision for Meadowbrook Nature Preserve is that we'll be restoring an outdoor amphitheater. The stage that was left behind that we inherited when we hired the property from the Girl Scouts. And it's really special. It's nestled in the forested area of the preserve. And so once that's finished, it will be the perfect place to host intimate concerts in the woods. These public access improvements will also make it possible for our partners and community leaders to host meetings and special gatherings at Meadowbrook Nature Preserve in a beautiful space surrounded by local nature.
The fifth component is improving the visitor experience.
Meadowbrook Nature Preserve is already an invaluable asset to our region, but by realizing this vision, we'll be able to really improve quality of life for everybody in our surrounding communities.
I do see it as a centerpiece for Northwest Indiana. I think that we as a region need to promote this resource, and we need to encourage people to get out there. It's tucked into an area you would never know it's there, so I can't say enough good things about it, and to get out there and experience it.
When somebody walks out of Meadowbrook, I want them to have had a wonderful experience, and it's going to be different for every person that's there. I don't want to dictate the experience. I want them to enjoy nature, walk through the park, or learn something about the park, or learn something about nature, or even meet somebody there that teaches them something about nature, or they just have time with family. And I think that's kind of the key factor of everything about Shirley Heinze, is nature.